我听说明天的对手是一个中国人，麻烦你们帮我转告他，最好把脖子洗干净，因为明天我会亲手扭断他的脖子，我绝对说到做到。
好的，亲爱的观众朋友们，那么相信您已经听到赛前那个嚣张猖狂的韩国拳王的言论了啊，没有错，说出这番话的不是别人，正是韩国的百胜拳王杨景浩，而他这一次面对的则是我们的中国选手炸药包杨卓。好，让我们现在回到比赛。OK， 现在我们可以看到两位选手啊，这个衣服穿的都是比较正的，所以说有点看不清啊。那么红色拳套啊，就是这个杨景浩，而蓝色拳套则是我们的炸药包杨卓。
You can have all the plans in the world, but if it doesn't lay out in front of you like that, you've got to go with the flow. Sure.
Young is doing well. Sorry, Young is doing well to keep Young's arms occupied. He's getting the best of this bottom position now.
Putting his couple of knees in.
Big knees from Young, but are they doing any damage? Hitting the butt.
There's some tactical punches into the ribs, into the head. Making the most here of his time on top, Kenny.
I wonder now, is Young going to burn himself out with all this heavy action?
The crowd really giving him a lift, that's for sure. Real local favourite here. Grew up in Causeway Bay. Comes to town, he still goes and stays with his dad there. Lived in Australia for the last 10 years, got himself a degree in human resource management.
One for the weight. He's trying to climb back up.
Referee James Chan
Don't let him get back up, Danny.
adjudicating this fight. Dennis Kelly there, you hear the Irish accent in the background. He's cornering for Kenny Young tonight. They're from the Team Nemesis Gym in Melbourne.
好的，可以看到这个杨景浩也确实是一个地面的高手啊，非常非常喜欢跟我们的杨卓打地面。他很清楚我们的杨卓是一个这个战力很强的选手，那么有强又必有弱，所以说我们的杨卓在地面上的表现，他自认为应该是不如他的，但是他其实没有想到啊，我们的杨景浩呢在地面上虽然说不如那个战力更强，但是在地面上他也是堪称这一代豪杰的。好，让我们回到比赛。
Everybody, even Justin Leon show.
Oh, a bit of danger here for the Hong Kong fighter. Young works his legs.
Kenny slides on that triangle.
Nice slip there from Kenny. Kenny certainly looks a lot bigger than Yang, doesn't he? Taking that advantage.
He looks to be tiring out too.
Going hard, halfway through the first round already. Yang there gives the head of Young a nice little rub. Makes it all better. Good combination there of right and Kenny and then left.
A lot of energy so far in this fight. If it goes into the second and third round, I don't expect these guys to keep up this pace.
Hong Kong crowd really showing their affiliation here with Kenny Young and the white tights. Got an explanation from Yang yesterday about Sunder. It's a mystery to some of us, but he gave me a very succinct explanation. Kick from far, punch from close.
好的，目前双方依旧是在这个内围附近啊，连续的纠缠在一起。但是目前来看的话，这个杨景浩的压制力还是比较强的啊。不过我们的杨卓防御做的也是不错，杨景浩一时半会儿也是抽不出手来。
But he let it go. I think really Kenny is just so much stronger than he is.
Crowd really loving this performance so far.
Young's back up on his feet.
Sean Anderson warning us that if you go too hard at the start, you may pay for it later in the fight, but Kenny's looking full of beans at the moment.
Especially coming off that devastating weight cut. I'm worried that he's going to gas himself out.
Yang Certainly doesn't seem to be in any trouble from his time underneath.
Watch for those stand-out throws when they get in the clinch. One thing Muay Thai does not have.
Seems to get the ground again.
Double leg attempt. Can he finish it?
Into the last 30 seconds of round one. And this has been a real passionate fight so far.
Kenny has to be careful. Yang has the guillotine choke locked up. Oh, goes for the knee.
Kenny does look a bit tired already.
15 seconds to go.
Holding on to the end of round one. These fighters from China so tough and determined.
Definitely.
All from the north of China. Been handpicked.
好的，那么本回合的比赛就正式结束了。两个人还是打得比较凶的啊，在地面上这么凶的缠斗我还是第一次见。我们的杨景浩呢，不是我们的杨卓，哎呀，这两个人名字也是有点这个同姓啊，同名同姓。那么这个我们的杨卓啊，绰号叫炸药包啊，战力上比较凶，当然在地面的缠斗上也会比较凶。好，让我们略过第二回合的无聊过程，来看一下最后的决胜局。
Back down on the ground. This is where Kenny has the most success. But man, there goes that blood again.
It's one of the most entertaining fights on the ground I've seen for a long time. Both fighters really willing and able to give it all. Up kicks. Oh, yeah, very effective those up kicks from there. And again, blood flowing liberally here. With 4 minutes left of the fight. Obviously opened it up again on the lip of Yun. But this will be, if it goes the distance, fascinating first decision. It'll be interesting to see how the judges go with this one, that's for sure. Do you have any thoughts on that so far, Paul?
Well, it's definitely Kenny's fight. Blood or no blood, he's doing the damage, he's doing most of the work, and he's got the dominant position throughout this whole fight.
Blood over the face now of Yun, affecting his vision.
But I also think that Kenny's taking the most damage somehow.
Yeah, and also there's a cut opening on Yang as well. Well, looks like the Hollywood Special Effects Department has been at work on Kenny Young's face. But again, virtually cosmetic, one cut on the lip. There's Dennis Kelly in the blue shirt.
可以看到啊，这个杨景浩已经是这个鲜血遍地了。鲜血淋头啊，狗血淋头也比较合适啊。我们来看一下比赛能否继续，应该还是可以的哈。杨景浩目前来看的话，状态还行。
Take a look at some of the kicks from Kenny Young.
Knees, the Muay Thai knees that the stand-up fighters are so unfamiliar with. But he looks like he almost went down there. Saved by the double leg.
All right, ready to go. Ready and willing to these two fighters, really enjoying themselves. Seems bizarre to say, but
oh, big knee from Yang this time.
Another put on the great fighters. Young takes it to ground again. Good strength from Kenny.
Kenny have the gas to keep it up.
Well, the crowd are really behind him. That's great to see. So knowledgeable now, the Hong Kong crowd as well. We're into our third event here at the Legend Fighting Championships. We've seen some great bouts over these 3 events.
Kenny just covered in blood. Oh, look at that combo.
Good combo from the Chinese fighter.
好的，双方依旧是想往地面去带啊，而且这一次是我们的杨卓率先发起地面的这个邀请。杨景浩也是，哎呦，这个满地都是血啊，不停的带着这个我们的杨卓往这个内围去打，这个地方还是比较好防御的。
It's considered a takedown, so they are really unfamiliar with these wrestling style double leg takedowns that are really, really low. Those are exactly the kind of takedowns that Kenny is using over and over again here on Yang.
Kenny, grab his own leg. Take him off, Kenny.
Real stalemate now as there's only half a round left of this fight. Kenny holding on.
Kenny, take him up. Yang
the Chinese fighter looks fit.
Kenny, get that all underhook in. Right underhook.
Trying for underhooks there. They're screaming for them in Kenny's corner. And he's got a guillotine going here, has he?
He does. Will he be able to finish? If he takes it to the ground, he's got a really good chance.
Really struggling for fuel here, Kenny Young.
Here we go. Now Yang's on top. Kenny looks exhausted. He might. Will Yang be able to finish it? Oh, he's got a rear naked choke. It looks deep. It's deep. This is trouble for Kenny Young.
Just seems to have run out of gas in the last 30 seconds, Kenny Young. Can he hold on?
OK， 连续的闪转腾挪，我们的杨卓也是终于拿到了一个背位啊，而且这个地方非常非常的好，这个输出。来看一下想怎么做，我估摸着这一场也是要以降服技为终结了啊。这个体位的话，应该是想要做裸脚，十字步的话，这个侧位是更舒服一些啊。
Oh, that choke's deep. Oh no, this looks bad for Kenny.
Kenny holding on.
He's got a minute to go.
Looking in real distress now, Kenny Young. Tapped out, and what a shame for the local fighter, Yang Duo, the dynamite, showing he's got some power as well as Roy Menezes goes to hug him. His young protege from the northeast of China.
漂亮，我们的杨卓终于是不负众望，干掉了这个嚣张的韩国拳王杨景浩，而且是打的对手啊狗血淋头，非常非常不错啊，不愧是炸药包杨卓。那么好的，亲爱的观众朋友们，感谢您的收看与支持，让我们下期节目不见不散。